Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another bussin' banger. Today we are talking about the rise and fall of Air Jordan 4 hype. The fact that Jordan 4s have fallen off is absolutely fantastic news for us Jordan 4 collectors. We are finally back in a time where you can get a Jordan 4 for a reasonable price on the aftermarket if you miss out for retail. There are loads of great deals on the used market for pre-loved pairs, and if the forecasts for the up-and-coming military blues are anything to go by, this should be an easy cop. Now in 2020, if you cast your minds back, everybody was preoccupied with Jordan 1s. But that same year we had some really significant Jordan 4 releases. Black Cats came out in 2020. They didn't sell out instantaneously. In fact, depending on where you were in the world, you may well have been able to have picked up a pair of these days, if not weeks after they released. There are reports out there of these hitting outlets in some places. The big release that year, at least for me, was the Fire Reds, which dropped. This was the first time we'd seen the Fire Reds with the Nike Air on the back. We also had the PSG Jordan 4s, and we also had a couple of pretty significant collabs, including the Union 4s. But the big Jordan 4, and arguably for a lot of people, the sneaker of the year of 2020 was a Jordan 4, and it was the Jordan 4 Off-Whites. This shoe, as well as some of the others aforementioned, really lit a fire for the Jordan 4 hype to carry over into 2021. One thing that I should say about the Jordan 4 is that Nike and Jordan Brand over the years have done a pretty good job about not over-rinsing it. In 2021, the appetite was surely whetted for the Jordan 4 to really come in and dominate. And then Jordan Brand decided to bring out some really clever colorways, including these: the White Oreos, the University Blues, the Taupe Hazes, which were basically a watered down version of the Travis Scott Friends and Family pair. And we got a retro of the Lightnings from 2006. And this year we also got a big old blue ball teaser from Nike and Jordan Brand, giving us a golf version of the Military Blues. And this in itself was pretty savvy because a lot of sneakerheads were thinking, hey, if you guys can give us a Military Blue Jordan golf cleat, why can't we just get the Military Blues? It was a huge year for Jordan 4s in 2021. In 2022, this is the year that I want to say Nike and Jordan Brand started to fumble the 4 a little bit. Granted, they did have a couple of absolute bangers. Jordan 4 Military Black is a very clean colorway, very wearable shoe, and would probably go down as one of the most popular Jordan 4 colorways of like the past 5 years. But this, in my opinion, was the only really good Jordan 4 from 2022. Personally, I thought the Infrareds were trash. I thought the Red Thunders were trash. I thought the Midnight Navies were pretty trash. The Canyon Purples, trash. Black Canvas, the White Canvas, both pretty trash in my opinion. The Zen Masters, these were trash. In fact, this shoe here could be partially credited, I want to say, with bringing about the downfall of the Jordan 4. These shoes were that bad. I even had these in hand. They're just as bad in hands as they are in the pictures, and no disrespect if you have your pair and love your pair, have at it. I'm just saying the market reflected how trash these were. These ended up going on sale in 2022 in a time where Jordan 4 hype was pretty much in its peak. Nike and Jordan Brand fumbled the Jordan 4 with the collab, the much anticipated follow-up to the Jordan 3 A Ma Maniére. We were getting a Jordan 4 A Ma Maniére. You guys remember the mock-ups? They were looking awesome. We were so hyped and excited for the A Ma Maniére 4s. And then when we got them, bro, it was such a letdown. 2023, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, hang on a sec, bro. 2023, the shoe of the year was a Jordan 4. It was the Pine Green SB4s, and absolutely fine. That's a good point to make, and I do concede that it was the shoe of the year. But just because you have one good Jordan 4 model didn't translate to the other Jordan 4s that came out last year. We got the Crafts. Both colorways of the Crafts are arse. You had the women's Seafoams, meh, average. The red cements, bro, these were shocking. The frozen moments, oh, bro. And so it's hardly surprising that the Pine Green Jordan 4 SB stood out among an absolute sea of shockers. And now we're into 2024, and thus far this year, we've already had a huge banger Air Jordan 4 release, quite possibly the best Jordan 4 colorway of all time, the black cements, or the breads, whatever you want to call them, with a nice upgraded leather. And these have pretty much bricked, I want to say. You can find these floating around for retail if you're willing to look and be patient enough. Prices aren't crazy if you have to go onto apps like StockX or eBay. And then we have all of the early pairs and the military blue pairs that are on the market, with people having received their shock drop pairs. And prices, as far as I can see right now, aren't that crazy for early pairs. When the market gets flooded with military blues, and rumors are there's going to be something like 1.5 or 1.7 million pairs, you can rest assured that these are going to be easy to cop. And so, having covered the Jordan releases from the past few years that have brought us to this point where Jordan 4s are once again sitting and available, what else has impacted the fall off? Obviously, we are in a tricky economic time. Nike has also decided to raise up the prices for these shoes, as well as downgrade the quality, meaning you've never been in a more financially precarious position to pay more for less. You've also had the proliferation of fake sneakers. Like I said before, Jordan 4s have been the hot ticket item the past few years, meaning everybody that hasn't been able to pay for these on the resale market nor cop at retail have been going down the rep route, meaning every other young person you see at school rocking Jordan 4s are probably wearing reps. The cats that you're seeing down at the mall are probably rocking Jordan 4 reps, and so people just get tired of seeing the same old shoes all the time, everywhere. Put these two factors together with the fact that trend cycles are coming and going. We've seen exactly the same thing happen with the Jordan 1. It was only inevitable that the same thing was going to happen to the Jordan 4. It's of very little wonder that we are in the situation that we're in right now. Now, it wouldn't be a fair critique if I didn't offer some kind of contribution to how things could have gone, or how maybe Nike or Jordan brand could have better managed the 4 in order to keep the appetites really high. I do think whoever's in charge of approving colorways needs to be fired on the spot. We've been through a whole bunch of questionable colorways. I also think the Craft series hasn't worked very well on the Jordan 4. I know some of you guys out there will probably disagree and say, bro, the materials are amazing. I love the paneling and, you know, they're original, cool bananas. Like, that's fine. I don't like them. I also think the collabs have been crazy weak in recent years, especially the A Ma Manières. If you think of the rich history that Jordan 4 collabs have with the likes of Dornbecker or Kors or Off-White or Levi's, there are so many dope Jordan 4 collabs. The ones that we've had in recent times have been crap. I also wonder why we haven't had like another Travis Scott Jordan 4. We've had so many Jordan 1 Low Travis Scotts, we've had these other models. I really feel like Nike missed the trick not giving us one of those friends and family or one of those sample colorways of the Travis Scott 4s that have been doing the rounds and going viral over the past few years. Can you imagine how much hype would have been generated out of a Jordan 4 Travis Scott in the purple colorway, or in one of the many brown/mocha beige tones? They could have also given us the Jordan 4 Bread Off-Whites. I know there was a bit of talk about why that collab didn't come off through Virgil's wife, but I think if there's one shoe that we all would have loved to have just had a chance at being able to cop, that shoe there, the Bread, the Black Cement Off-White 4s, would have been it. And with the rest of 2024 still to go, we have a whole bunch of Jordan 4 colorways yet to come out. Here in the UK this week, we have the Vivid Sulfur, which I know for you guys over in the USA pretty much bricked, at least for the first 2 or 3 days. We have the Military Blues coming out in a few weeks, which I think is going to be a pretty easy cop for most people. There's also supposed to be a Summer Olympics Air Jordan 4 that we're yet to see early images of. We've seen a Gorge Green Jordan 4 colorway, which looks really nice. We've had a recent restock of the recently released women's Sail pair, which I don't know if it's a restock or if it's like a return stock type situation. We have another A Ma Manière Jordan 4 coming out, which we've seen some images of. They basically look like a bleached version of the first release. We have a White Thunder release, a retro of the Fear, an Orchid colorway for the women. And then I think there's even more potentially in the pipelines as well, meaning this is going to be the most voluminous year for Jordan 4 releases we've ever seen. And it's on those saturation grounds that I think this year marks the end of Jordan 4 hype. It is with that notion that I want to conclude the video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you happy that the hype has ended and we can once again return to a time where Jordan 4s are going to go on sale, much like they did around 2019 and before? Or are you shattered to see that the hype is over? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. And guys, do me a favor, like the video before you bounce. Go and drop me a follow over on IG and TikTok. And hey, take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.